to deliver his presidential address.
Justice N.V. Ramana, Chief Justice of India. Justice Satish Chandra Sharma, Chief Justice Telangana High Court. Shri Chandrasekhar Rao, Chief Minister of Telangana. Shri Indrakaran Reddy, Minister for Law. My colleagues from the Supreme Court, Mr. Subhash Reddy, Justice Subhash Reddy, who will join us soon, and Justice Hima Kohli, and Justice Narasimha. Justice Kurian Joseph, former judge of the Supreme Court. Mr. Prashant Mishra, Chief Justice of the Andhra Pradesh High Court. Judges of the Telangana High Court and Andhra Pradesh High Court, Mr. K.T. Ramarao and his cabinet colleagues, members of the Governing Council, representatives of the industry and business from Hyderabad and other places, the press, and all others present here. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I should tell you that this center is a brainchild of the Chief Justice of India. Immediately after taking over as Chief Justice, we had a discussion and he told me that there was this concept of starting a center about 20 years back, and even land was allotted by the then government. But the center could not materialize. So we discussed about the center and the usefulness of this center and how it would cater to those who are seeking to resolve the disputes by arbitration. Without the cooperation of the government of Telangana, we could not have achieved the progress which we have achieved so far. And with the active assistance of Mr. K.T. Ramarao and the Law Minister, we have made significant progress even before the inauguration takes place on 18th of December. Justice Ravindran, who's a life trustee, has been an inspiration. I have been working with him closely for the past 4 months, and he's so punctilious. And with the able guidance of Justice Ravindran, the members of the Governing Council have framed the rules of the trust as well as the arbitration and mediation center. We have accomplished people from the field of arbitration in the Governing Council. Sir Bernard Eder is an international arbitrator and mediator who has 35 years of experience in commercial litigation and international arbitration. He is a member of the Governing Council. Mr. Toby Landau is a barrister and an advocate and a member of the bars of England and Wales, Singapore, New York. And he is also an experienced arbitrator who has consented to be a member of the Governing Council. We have Dr. Young Park, who is the Vice President of the London Court of International Arbitration and a member of the Singapore International Arbitration Center, who is also a member of a Governing Council member. Mr. Chitra Narayan, who is a renowned arbitrator, has consented to be in the Governing Council. We have Mr. Nakul Diwan, who is a senior counsel, who is a very busy arbitration practitioner. He is also a member of the council. We have Pramod Nair, who specializes in arbitration, who is a member. Mr. Sitesh Mukherjee, he is a member of the Governing Council and he is the pro tem CEO. Till we appoint a regular CEO, he has been in charge of the affairs of the trust till now. We appointed Tariq Khan, who is very well experienced in the field of arbitration, who will be the registrar of this center. Before I say a few words, I would like you to hear the messages sent by members of the Governing Council from beyond the shores, Mr. Toby Landau and Dr. Yon Young Park.
Honourable Chief Justice of India, Honourable Mr. Justice L.N. Rao, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honourable Chief Minister of the State of Telangana, Honourable Chief Justice of the High Court of Telangana, other distinguished judges of the Supreme Court of India and the High Court of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, ladies and gentlemen. It is now getting quite cold in London, but I send you all very warm greetings and best wishes with regard to the launch of the International Arbitration and Mediation Centre in Hyderabad. Over almost 50 years, my own practice, both as counsel and as arbitrator, has focused on international arbitration. And during that time, the old days of ad hoc arbitration have largely given way to institutional arbitration, and for very good reason. Experience has shown the substantial advantages of institutional arbitration, from the beginning of the arbitral process when the tribunal is first appointed until the publication of the award. It provides an appropriate structure for the resolution of commercial disputes and ensures so far as possible that the arbitral process is carried out fairly, with reasonable speed and at reasonable cost. These three objectives, fairness in process, reasonable speed, and reasonable cost, lie at the heart of successful modern commercial arbitration. It is with these objectives in mind that the IAMC has been set up and the applicable arbitration rules have been drafted. Under the watchful eye and guiding hand of the Board of Trustees and the Registrar, I am sure that these objectives will be achieved and that the IAMC Hyderabad will soon become one of the great arbitral institutions in the world. So it is a great honour and privilege for me to send you greetings from London and to wish everybody a successful launch of the International Arbitration and Mediation Centre, Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on the Governing Council of the International Arbitration and Mediation Centre, Hyderabad. This center is a great initiative to match a rapidly developing market in Hyderabad and looks to start a new era of doing business in Hyderabad. Hyderabad, with its vast IT industry, is the ideal location to set up the International Arbitration and Mediation Center. Arbitration and mediation are the model forms of dispute resolution for such an industry, as they provide efficiency and predictability, and most notably for the IT industry, confidentiality. These factors are also highly attractive to Hyderabad's other major industries in pharma and construction, and would incentivize both imports and exports from Hyderabad. A robust arbitration and mediation practice for both international and domestic disputes will result in much more effective and viable economic development. Hyderabad has earned the nickname Cyderabad with its strong development of the IT market, making it India's leading hub for such services, and a modern professional arbitration and mediation center will take its national and international presence to new heights. The presence of the Honorable Chief Justice and other distinguished national judicial luminaries here is a wonderful sign of the collaboration between the judicial and arbitral worlds that this center will ensure. I'm sure with its capable officers and highly competent professionals who will be a part of this center, it will be a roaring success and be a shining example of dispute resolution for both India and the world. Thank you very much.
All of you might be thinking why we members of the judiciary are talking about alternate dispute resolution. With the existing infrastructure and the number of judges that are available in this country, it will be impossible to clear the backlog. We have more than 4 crore cases pending in all courts in this country. As the Chief Minister was mentioning, arbitration and mediation are historic. They have been existing from ages. Prince Philip, who is the father of Alexander, is supposed to have settled a dispute pertaining to territory through mediation. The English have arbitration in commerce since 1224, that's about 900 years back. And we, in our country, have also been practicing arbitration even at the village level, as was pointed out by the Chief Minister. Arbitrations which are conducted ad hoc, which is the parties get together and decide on a person who's going to resolve the disputes, and they decide on what the rules would be, and they decide on the procedure to be followed. Flexibility is there in ad hoc arbitrations. Insofar as institutional arbitrations are concerned, there are distinct advantages. Institutional arbitrations are conducted by institutions, by a court-annexed institution which runs on the guidance of the court by matters referred to from the court. And you have a court-assisted arbitration center where the court keeps its arm's length, but there's the cooperation of the court. And there are freestanding models like our arbitration center, which is not connected to any court. So why should there be institutional arbitration when all of you know that arbitrations can be conducted ad hoc? The 246th Law Commission, by noting that the Arbitration Act of 1996 is agnostic insofar as institutional arbitrations are concerned, recommended that there should be an amendment to Section 11(6) of the Arbitration Act to redress the systemic malaise. The advantages of institutional arbitration was recognized by the Law Commission. Thereafter, a commission was appointed headed by Justice B.N. Sri Krishna, of which Justice Ravindran and Justice Narasimha were also members, to make recommendations for amendment to the Arbitration Act. Recommendations made by Sri Krishna Commission led to the amendment to the Arbitration Act in 2019. Justice Sri Krishna, in his report, referred to the advantages of international arbitration, which are that the institutional arbitrations would offer a clear set of arbitration rules and timelines for the conduct of arbitrations, support from trained staff who administer various stages of the arbitration proceedings, a panel of arbitrators to choose from depending on the required area of expertise, and in some cases, supervision in the form of scrutiny of awards. You might be knowing that there are not too many international arbitrations or disputes that are settled by the institutions that are existing in India. Even in the report, Justice Sri Krishna refers to the 5 most preferred destinations for arbitrations. One is the London Court of International Arbitration, the Stockholm Court, the ICC, the Hong Kong International Arbitration Center, and the Singapore International Arbitration Center. Only last year, there are 500 cases where Indian parties are involved, which have gone to the Singapore International Arbitration Center. And statistics would show that there are nearly 120 cases which have gone to Paris. All this is because of what has been identified by Justice Sri Krishna in his report. The reasons for people not utilizing institutions in India, the reasons given by him are lack of credible arbitral institutions in India. He says that existing arbitral institutions in India are not up to date with international best practices and may not have staff with the requisite skill set to be able to provide the support that parties and arbitrators look for. In matching up to the facilities provided by and practices followed by international institutions of repute, institutions here may be out of their depth without appropriate knowledge and experience. The second problem is misconceptions relating to international arbitrations. There is a notion that institutional arbitrations end up hurting the pockets of the parties. This is without any basis, as fee charged by the IAMC Hyderabad is very reasonable and are more or less comparable to the fees specified in the 4th schedule of the Arbitration Act. Long hours have been spent by Justice Ravindran and the members of the Governing Council in finalizing the fee that is to be charged by the centre and the fee that is to be fixed for payment to the arbitrators. With arbitration being facilitated by an institution where all organizational and administrative needs are catered under one roof, the proceedings are likelier to conclude earlier, thereby saving costs. It is also believed that institutional arbitration affects party autonomy significantly. However, the institutions are careful to respect party autonomy and tend to protect only issues concerning integrity of proceedings from the parties. The other anomaly that was found by Justice Sri Krishna is that there is lack of governmental support for institutional arbitrations, which we have in abundance, courtesy the Chief Minister, Mr. Ramarao, and his cabinet colleagues. With this active support of the government, where arbitral institutions would be given an opportunity to prove their mettle, I see a bright future for this center. Lack of statutory backing of institutional arbitration is one problem that Sri Krishna pointed out. Centers like Singapore and Hong Kong have owed a substantial degree of their success by being designated as the default authorities for when parties are unable to decide on appointment of arbitrators. While there have been similar recommendations and subsequent amendments to the Arbitration Act to incorporate similar provisions requiring the courts to designate graded arbitral institutions, these provisions are yet to come into effect. The Commission made some plain speaking about judicial attitudes to arbitration, which need not be mentioned at this platform. The top institutions which I have mentioned get work because of the deficiencies in the institutions in India. I am sure that this institution would provide a platform for all of you to utilize this world-class facility. I should tell you that there is another misnomer that these centers are good only for arbitrations where there is huge amount of money involved, the stakes are very high, which is not true. Even arbitrations where the stakes are less can be taken by the arbitration center at less cost. We also encourage ad hoc arbitrations. You can use the facility that has been created by this center. We have created a world-class facility for online arbitrations. And apart from this, I should say a word about mediation. Mediation is a fast-growing alternate dispute resolution. People can, with the assistance of a mediator, resolve their disputes to start with. There's a protocol that we have developed for MEDARB, where you have a mediation. If it's not settled in mediation, the matter can be settled by arbitration. We also have protocol for ARB-MEDARB, which would be that you start off with a mediation, and if the arbitrators feel that certain issues or all the issues can be settled through mediation, they'll suspend the arbitration proceedings, mediation can be proceeded with, and ultimately they come back and then pass an award which is binding on the parties. So we have made rules and protocol for mediation, MEDARB, as well as ARB-MEDARB. The relevance of mediation, MEDARB, and ARB-MEDARB along with arbitration would be very significant in these days of growing business activity, the economic growth, and people entering into agreements. Initially, when you enter into an agreement, everything is hunky-dory. But thereafter, in case there is a dispute, any diligent or prudent businessman would be thinking, what if? What if there is a problem, whether my dispute will be resolved early? And this center definitely is going to provide that platform for early resolution of disputes in a very effective manner and at less cost. I'm sure that this center coming up in the city of pearls would add to the glory of the vibrant metropolis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for providing a detailed explanation on the functions and rationale behind this International Arbitration and Mediation Center. I would now request the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Mr. Justice N.V. Ramna, the Chief Justice of India, to kindly deliver the keynote address, please.
Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, my distinguished brothers, Justice Nageshwar Rao, Sister Hima Kohli, Justice P.S. Narasimha, other honorable judges of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice R.V. Ravindran, Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph, former judges of the Supreme Court of India, Brother Justice Satish Chandra Sharma, Chief Justice of Telangana High Court, Brother Justice Prashant Kumar Mishra, Chief Justice of Andhra Pradesh High Court, former Chief Justice of the High Court, Honorable Minister for Home Muhammad Ali, Honorable Minister for Law and Justice Indrakaran Reddy, Honorable Minister for IT and Industry Sri K.T. Ramarao, Sri Honorable Minister Sri Srinivas Yadav, Mr. Gandhi, local public representative, brother and sister judges of the High Court, Chief Secretary Mr. Somesh Kumar, DGP Mahendra Reddy, senior advocates and advocates in the field of arbitration across the country, representatives of the industry, resource person, Sri Satish Mukherjee, two-time CEO, Nakul Diwan, coordinator IAMC, media friends, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to all of you. It is my pleasure to be speaking at the curtain raiser for the International Arbitration and Mediation Center at Hyderabad. I am happy to address this gathering of highly successful personalities. You are all wise and have great foresight. With your innovative outlook and hard work, you have become leaders in your respective fields. You have generated employment and wealth. You have dealt with your business successfully. I hope you deal with conflicts with the same success as well. Here I want to retell a story from the great Indian epic Mahabharata, which provides an example for an early attempt of mediation and a conflict resolution tool, where Lord Krishna attempted to mediate between Pandavas and Kauravas. It may be worthwhile recall that the failure of mediation led to a disastrous consequence. You may not be law graduates, but with your experience of leading with complex commercial transactions and practical knowledge, you already know about the legal system in this country. Many of you may already prefer alternative dispute resolution mechanisms before approaching courts. The reasons for conflicts are many: misunderstanding, ego issues, trust and greed can lead to conflicts. Ultimately, small difference of opinions can lead to a big conflict, and even a big conflict can be resolved with some effort in understanding one another. If conflicts arise in our personal life, they can be resolved by avoiding the people you don't like, or you can choose to personal sacrifice of some property or money to get mental peace by satisfying the other person's ego. Sometimes you may choose the path of silence or even develop a philosophical attitude to some issues. Every day in our lives, we face conflicts, be it between family members or in our business or in professional life. Can any person imagine a world without conflict? A prudent person tries to find ways to resolve the same amicably. Conflicts have a human face, and it helps to be a human in our approach to resolve the same. One must have the foresight to look behind the conflict. But in a business, we cannot lose money, honor, or your reputation. You cannot sacrifice the interests of business or industry. In such a situation, also, you can think of an easy way of settling disputes without wasting much time or money or losing your peace of mind. You can find a better way for further growth and improvement. Now, to come back to the reality. In business, you might have a difference of opinion and disagreements. One should usually start by initiating a dialogue to clarify the issues. If it doesn't happen, you may still to look for people who can help you to resolve such issues by negotiating. If this also doesn't work, then the only option people consider is to go to court. My advice after practicing in the legal profession for over a period of 40 years in different capacities is that you must keep the option of going courts as a last resort. Use this last resort only after exploring the option of ADR, that is arbitration, mediation, and conciliation. Arbitration and mediation are efforts that restore relationship. I think the most of the important factors behind the resolution of any dispute is having a right attitude. By right attitude, I mean we should leave aside our ego, emotions, impatience, and embrace practicality. But once those conflicts enter a court, much gets lost in the practice and the procedure. I do not need to elaborate the benefits of mediation and arbitration to this gathering of domain experts and business people. Dispute resolution mechanisms like arbitration, mediation are nowadays the preferred modes of dispute resolution across the world. The reasons for mediation and arbitration over traditional litigation is manifold. Fewer delays, less expensive, more involvement of parties in the process, greater party choice, more control, more comfortable and amicable environment for the parties. Similarly, mediation has immense potential for dispute resolution in India for both domestic and international disputes. In addition to the above advantages, mediation also has the following benefits. Allows for settlement and compromises between parties, ensuring there is no winner or loser in the process. Parties have far more control over the outcome. Possibility of continued relationship between the parties after the dispute resolution process. Greater options for choice of mediators with varied expertise, as there is no requirement for legally trained people. The exact steps in arbitration would depend on the complexity and type of issues being considered. International arbitration centers are present in most commercial city hubs like Paris, Singapore, Hong Kong, London, New York, and Stockholm. Despite the presence of some arbitration centers in India, Indian parties that enter into the commercial arbitration agreements often opt for an arbitration center outside India, incurring huge expenses. The setting up of the International Arbitration and Mediation Center in Hyderabad will change this trend in India. This center is being established with the best infrastructure and the empaneling of internationally acclaimed arbitrators and mediators. In fact, I spoke to the Chief Justice of Singapore, who is the world famous known arbitrator, Justice Menon, also to extend his help, and he promised. Similarly, I spoke to some international famous arbitrators in London Arbitration Center also, which they have ready to extend their help and they want to be empaneled in the center. Best practices across the world are being taken into consideration to ensure efficient functioning of the center and for drafting of the rules by Honorable Justice Ravindran and his team. With a global perspective and the emphasis on quality, I can assure you that it would soon be comparable to arbitrational institutions like Singapore International Center and London International Center. Honorable Chief Minister has already explained at length about the benefits of having this center in Hyderabad and the steps being taken by the government to make it a robust hub for international arbitration and mediation. I don't want to dwell or give the reasons which are compelled for me to locate this center in Hyderabad, but to my satisfaction and to explain the reason behind of choosing this place, I want to say 8 points in favor of Hyderabad. One is, it is several pharma companies, biotech companies, aerospace, the IT companies, real estate, etc. is located in Hyderabad. Hyderabad is one of the fast-growing cities in India, economically, otherwise. All these statistics indicate that Hyderabad is a top destination for business and commerce in the country. Year-round connectivity with all major cities across the world. World-class international airport, rail and road connectivity. Accommodation in world-class hotels. It has the pleasant weather throughout. More than that, the people of Telangana are welcoming, warm and cooperative. As everyone knows, arbitration can be run in two different manners, either through an ad hoc process or through an institutional process. Both forms of arbitration provides different set of benefits, and these must be considered before a party decides which form of arbitration they wish to pursue. For instance, institutional arbitration has the following benefits: rules and procedures which ensure uniformity and certainty with respect to what to expect. List of internationally renowned arbitrators with specified fields and experience, administrative assistance by an experienced secretariat, physical facilities and other support services such as video conferencing, etc. will be provided. The above reasons is why most commercial entities, particularly international companies with bigger clients, are choosing institutional arbitrations. I do not want to discuss, deliberate in detail the benefits which is going to happen. It will be left to the two sessions which is going to be organized by today. Now, nobody can say that there is no need to know law or to understand the legal system. The legal system pervades every part of our lives, be it personal or professional. If you attend these sessions, which are being chaired by eminent brothers and sisters judges, I am sure your learning will be immense. The participants in the two sessions are committed individuals who are renowned globally for their knowledge in the subject. This is a great opportunity for all of you. Even though I am the Chief Justice of India and I belong to the country, taking into consideration of several factors which I mentioned earlier, I wanted to contribute in a small way to initiate and establish this center. I am happy that after my initial suggestion and thoughts, Brother Justice Nageshwar suggested that instead of small arbitration center, which I proposed a personal arbitration center by myself, a full-scale international institutional arbitration mediation center would help arbitration and mediation landscape in India at a lot. When I expressed my thoughts to the first time in Hyderabad in June this year, the Chief Minister reacted in a positive manner and has provided all support without any delay. Our thoughts become a reality only with the help of the Honorable Chief Minister and the Government of Telangana. I want to say, on 20th August 21st, in the residential house of the Chief Justice of India, when Justice Hema Kohli was the Chief Justice, I proposed the trust deed. And today is the 4th. We have already started a curtain raising function. And 18th of December, we are inaugurating the center. Please see how fast we have completed this task. Thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister once again allotting the land to the institution. Justice Ravindran is renowned in this field. He spent a lot of time and efforts in making this vision of a reality. He is the man who has framed and structured this institution and rules and functioning. He is a great person, eminently knowledgeable and an extremely humble person. I thank him for spending a lot of his valuable time. I must thank my illustrious senior judge, retired Justice Kurian, who come and agreed to participate in this program. I request his valuable services to this institution. Brother Justice Subhash Reddy is not here, but he is the son of the soil. He is actively taking interest in the development of this project, and his encouragement and support is invaluable, and I thank him for the same. Sister Justice Hema Kohli, while she was the Chief Justice of Telangana, contributed immensely by providing support for the establishment of this center. I am glad that she continues to be the trustee of this center. I would like to thank Honorable Justice Satish Chandra Sharma, Chief Justice of Telangana. Since he has taken over the charge, he has infused new energy and has taken an active interest in the project. I thank him for his valuable support. At the same time, I thank Registrar General Nagarjun to mention a special mention for his hard work and continuing support for establishing of this institute. I would like sincerely thank to the Minister, Sri K.T. Ramarao, IT Minister, who took a lot of his time and every step supporting this institution. Similarly, the Honorable Minister for Law, Indrakaran Reddy, who supported us all the time, came to Delhi and participated in the proceedings. Now, we are going to hear the eminent people in the sessions. Ultimately, before concluding, I am sure that this center will be a boon to the landscape of arbitration and mediation in this country. The outcome of the process will command respect, as there will be sanctity in the process. I hope the conference and the center will be a grand success, and it will pave forward India in arbitration and mediation movement in this country. ఈ ఫార్మల్ అడ్రస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత నేను తెలుగు వాడిని ఒక్క నిమిషం సేపు తెలుగులో మాట్లాడితే నాకు సంతోషంగా ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు కూడా తెలుగు భాష అభిమాని, తెలుగు భాషా సంస్కృతుల కోసం ఎంతో కష్టపడి పనిచేస్తున్నట్టు మనిషి. తెలుగు వాళ్ళకి భోజనంలో పెరుగన్నం తినకపోతే ఏ రకంగా సంతృప్తి పడడో అదేవిధంగా 2 ముక్కలు తెలుగులో చెప్పకపోతే నేను సంతోషపడను. ఈ దేశంలో ఆర్థిక సంస్కరణలు తెచ్చినటువంటి ప్రముఖుల్లో మన తెలంగాణ బిడ్డ, అదేవిధంగా ప్రధానమంత్రి, మొదట తెలంగాణ బిడ్డ తర్వాత ప్రధానమంత్రి పివి నరసింహారావు గారు ఈ దేశానికి ఆర్థిక సంస్కరణలు తెచ్చి దేశంలో ఎన్నో మార్పులు తెచ్చాడు. ఆయన తెచ్చినటువంటి ఆర్థిక సంస్కరణల ఫలితంగా ఈ దేశంలో చట్టాల్లో కూడా అనేకమైనటువంటి మార్పులు చేయవచ్చింది. ఆ మార్పుల్లోనే మరొక తెలుగు బిడ్డ డాక్టర్ పిసి రావు ఆర్బిట్రేషన్ అండ్ కన్సిలియేషన్ యాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ 1996ని రాశారు. ఆ రాసిన ఆ బుక్కు ఆయన లా తయారు చేసేటప్పుడు నేను కూడా కొద్ది గొప్ప పార్టిసిపేట్ చేశాను కాబట్టి ఈ విషయాలు నాకు తెలుసు. ప్రపంచంలో ఏ దేశం వెళ్ళినా కూడా ఇందాక ముఖ్యమంత్రి గారు చెప్తున్నట్లు మొదట అడిగేటటువంటి ప్రశ్న, మీ దేశంలో పెట్టుబడులు పెట్టమని మీరు అడుగుతున్నారు, బాగానే ఉంది, ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలు పడుతుంది మీ దేశంలో లిటిగేషన్ వస్తే అని చెప్పేసి అడుగుతున్నారు. అది వాస్తవం. అందుకనే ఆర్థిక సంస్కరణలతో పాటు చట్టాల్లో సంస్కరణ కూడా తెచ్చి ఆర్బిట్రేషన్ అండ్ కన్సిలియేషన్ యాక్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చినటువంటి తెలుగు వాళ్ళు ఆ రోజు నుంచి కూడా ఈ రంగంలో ముందంజలో ఉన్నారు. తీర్పులు చెప్పడానికి కోర్టులు హంగామా ఆర్భాటం అక్కర్లా. నేను మొన్న భారతదేశ రాష్ట్రపతి ప్రధానమంత్రి సమక్షంలో చెప్పాను, ఈ దేశంలో న్యాయం చేయడానికి కోర్టులే కాదు ప్రభుత్వాలు అదేవిధంగా అధికారులు కూడా న్యాయం చేయొచ్చని. అంతేకాదు సమాజంలో గుర్తింపుండి గౌరవం ఉన్నటువంటి ఏ వ్యక్తి అయినా కూడా తీర్పు చెప్పడానికి అర్హుడే. దానికి లా డిగ్రీ మరి కోర్టులు వేసుకొని ఇచ్చేయాల్సినటువంటి అవసరం లేదు. తప్పొప్పులు తెలుసుకొని సమస్యను అర్థం చేసుకున్నటువంటి శక్తి ఉన్నటువంటి వాడు, సమాజం గౌరవించినటువంటి మనిషి, విశ్వసనీయత కలిగినటువంటి వ్యక్తి తీర్పు చెప్పొచ్చు. మరి మా మీడియేషన్ సెంటర్లో నేను అనేక మంది తెలుగు బిడ్డలు మరి గౌరవించబడినటువంటి సమాజం గౌరవించబడినటువంటి బిడ్డలు ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళందరూ కూడా ఈ మీడియేషన్ సెంటర్లో ఎంపానల్ అయ్యి ప్రజలకి ఈ మీడియేషన్ సెంటరు ఆర్బిట్రేషన్ సెంటర్ ఒక ఇండస్ట్రియలిస్టులకే కాదు సామాన్య మానవుడికి కూడా న్యాయం చేసేటటువంటి మీడియేషన్ ఇష్యూస్ ఉంటాయి. మీడియేషన్ ఇష్యూస్లో కుటుంబ సమస్యలు కానీ లేకపోతే ఇతర వాయిద్యాలు కానీ ఏదైనా సమస్యలకి పరిష్కారం చేయొచ్చు. చాలా సరళమైనటువంటి పద్ధతుల్లో తీర్పులు చెప్పచ్చు. అటువంటి వాళ్ళు అనేక మంది అవధానులు, మన కరికపాటి నరసింహారావు లాంటి వాడో లేదా నాగపండి శర్మ లాంటి అనేక మంది పెద్ద పెద్ద వాళ్ళంతా ఉన్నారు. వాళ్ళంతా సమాజంలో గుర్తింపు ఉండి వాళ్ళు చెప్పినటువంటి మాటకు విలువైనటువంటి వ్యక్తులు. వాళ్ళంతా కూడా ఎంపానల్ అయి ప్రజలకు సేవ చేయాల్సిందిగా ఈ సందర్భంగా విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నాను. చివరిగా కేసీఆర్ గారిది చాలా పెద్ద చెయ్యి. ఆయన ఏం చేసినా కూడా చాలా ఆర్భాటంతో చాలా పెద్దగానే చేస్తాడు. అది మరి ఆయన పెద్దలు, ఆయన తీర్చిదిచ్చినటువంటి గురువులు ఆయనకు ఇచ్చినటువంటి వరం అనుకుంటాను. అటువంటి మనిషి ఈ గ్రాండ్ వేలో అంటే ఈ గొప్ప పద్ధతిలో ఈ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఆర్బిట్రేషన్ సెంటర్ని ఏర్పాటు చేయటం, అదేవిధంగా ఇవాళ మరి ఇక్కడ ల్యాండ్ అలాట్ చేయటం, ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని అంతా నడిపించటం ఆయన యొక్క పెద్ద మనసుకి నిదర్శనం. ఆయనకి, ఆయన రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వానికి, ఆయన మంత్రులకి, అధికారులకి అందరికీ కూడా పేరు పేరున కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేసుకుంటున్నాను. నమస్కారం.
Thank you very much, sir, for your erudite address. Ladies and gentlemen, to create a distinct identity of the International Arbitration and Mediation Center, Hyderabad, a special logo has been designed for this center. And I would now request the dignitaries to kindly release the logo. Sir, the logo is kept in the box in front of you, sir. Request the staff to assist the dignitaries in opening the ribbon and taking out the logo from the box. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. In appreciation of the stellar role played by Honorable Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice L. Nageshwar Rao Garu and Honorable Justice Satish Chandra Sharma ji, I request Honorable Chief Minister to kindly felicitate them. Request the staff to bring the felicitation gifts and hand over to Honorable Chief Minister, please. First to Honorable Chief Justice of India. Please come from the front. Please come from the front and hand over the gifts to Honorable Chief Minister. Request Mr. Sitesh Mukherjee, Interim CEO of the Center, to kindly convey the regards of the Center and the entire staff to Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Law Minister.